First, the North Atlantic Oscillation is in a negative phase. This leads to persistent cold temperatures and the potential for big East Coast snowstorms.
The stronger the negative NAO, North Atlantic Oscillation, typically we have a better chance of bigger winter storms because we tend to have the colder air down here in the southern Appalachians and the Carolinas.
Next is the Arctic Express. As waves of Arctic air dive south, the continental United States can experience extreme cold outbreaks with sub-zero temperatures. Typically, this pattern occurs in the heart of winter.
So like in January, we might see highs in the 30s and maybe lows in the teens or even single digits, which is pretty unusual for even that time of year, even January, because we're climatologically, we're typically seeing, upper 40s to low 50s for highs.
Then there is the atmospheric river.
So it's just this plume of moisture that's basically like a fire hose that just remains in place and brings lots of moisture into the region.
This mostly happens with the Pacific tropics, bringing heavy rain to the west coast and feet of snow to the Rockies. But occasionally we can have an atmospheric river impact us.
Usually when we have it here, it's coming up from the Gulf, from a tropical location down near the Gulf, rather than in the Pacific tropics.
This can lead to days of heavy rain and flash flooding. One pattern to watch for is major ice storms. In the Midwest, ice storms develop in the battleground between warm, moist air from the south and cold air sagging in from the north. But in the Carolinas, it's a little different.
The big Midwest ice storms, we don't often get those in this area because it's a slightly different pattern, slightly different setup because of the complication of the Appalachian Mountains. Most of our ice storms are associated with cold air damming.
But impacts are the same and can range from a nuisance to crippling. Lastly, there is the lake effect snow machine. As a low-pressure system anchors over the Hudson Bay, we get a deep plunge of cold air that spills over the Great Lakes and the eastern United States. The northwest flow on the backside of the storm can send moisture from the Great Lakes into our area, creating snow showers over the mountains. These can last for days. No matter which pattern affects us this winter, just remember.
All it takes is one event, so it doesn't matter what the long-range forecast is. We still want everybody to be prepared for the potential for significant weather.
I'm meteorologist Amanda Cox, Fox 46.